Hey everybody, welcome to the Combo Wombo podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Gimpy, along with the one, the only, the chipped Monk. What's up, brother?
Yeah, man, what's happening, dude?
Dude, whole lot of nothing, man. Just
Happy
waiting for
Thanksgiving, dude. Yeah.
waiting for the Black Friday stuff to come in. I got a Band-Aid on my finger
dang.
from Thanksgiving, I cut my
Yeah, I
finger
thought
off.
the sales were so hot, dude. You fucking got in a
Burnt
scuffle
myself?
out there, dude.
Yeah,
burnt yourself on
no.
these hot deals out there, dude.
Nah, it's funny. It's actually pretty funny. Since my daughter's 7 turning 8, it was like, you
That
can
is
help
funny.
more. You can help more with Thanksgiving. And she goes, "What do I have to do?" It's like, peel some potatoes.
Hold
She's
this
like, "How do I
knife."
do that?" So we got
Yeah.
a potato peeler. She's like cutting it like with her fingers there. I was like, "You don't want to do it like this." And then as I was showing her how not to do it, I cut my finger. So, and it was
Man.
one of those comical things where it's like, you do it like this, but I was still doing it wrong, and my finger was exposed. So I was like slicing potato with a potato peeler, and my finger was in the way, so I cut off that like first second layer of skin, and then like
Damn.
blood just immediately went. It was like ridiculous.
Damn.
So I didn't even like say anything. I was just like, and yeah, you don't do that. And then my daughter like just gets this smug look on her face and goes, "So don't do it like daddy." It's like, yeah, don't do it like daddy.
It's
But
called a demonstration. You
yeah,
needed this
exactly.
child.
I play for keeps when I do my demonstrations.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Thanksgiving was good. Just chilled with the fam. Made some food. Other than that, got some
Like Fire Marshal Bill over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Throwback,
Good reference.
dude.
Good
Yeah,
reference.
dude. I was like, it just like
this is how
peeled
not
into my
start a
brain's
fire.
ether,
Yeah,
dude. I was like, what
for
the
sure.
fuck? Fire Marshal
For sure.
Bill.
Little living color shit there. But yeah, I'm upgrading my computer currently. Well, mine and my wife's computer. We're both going to be maxing out the AM4 platform right now.
Are you doing this just because I upgraded my laptop a little bit ago?
No. I already planned it. Yeah, if you look back on the Savages Discord, when Crab got his new computer, I helped him source his parts.
So you're copying Crab, huh?
Okay, I'm copying Crab. Yeah, Crab, you did it, boy. You did it. Nah, but it's
Am
about
I
time for me
full
to.
because I upgraded before Black Friday? Do you think?
No, because you upgraded a laptop, so you
Yeah.
only have so many options. I don't think you're full.
Alright.
And also, as we know, Black Friday a lot of times, especially with e-commerce being so ubiquitous, it's you're not getting really any deals unless you're specifically looking up price history, which I
been
did
watching them and
for my stuff.
Yeah, you gotta be a shark.
Yeah, exactly. So
Don't trust none of the sale prices anymore, dude. It's all fucking
exactly. Yeah,
it's
so
all
I'm
magic tricks and moving numbers around. I'm pretty sure a lot of it's illegal and deceitful. Like, because like I know there's like,
it's not if it never goes over the MSRP or close to or whatever. You can't go. There's a percentage that loophole there is. So it's
I've
like
known corporate attorneys and they're like, yeah, they're doing a lot of like a big box retailer, and they're like, yeah, dude, they're doing all kinds of slimy shit, dude. Like, I'm like, all right, dude. When that was their attorney telling me this, dude. I was like, damn, all right, it's good to know.
But yeah, man, I just figure my wife's computer is starting to show its age. It was my computer I built a decade ago more.
Yeah.
Actually, no, about a decade ago. It's 2014 when I built that one. That was my wedding gift to myself. So we were getting married, and I was like, well, get a computer and all that before we got our first apartment and all that.
The bells and whistles, dude.
Yeah, so that computer's obviously had some tinker upgrades a little bit, like video card, RAM, stuff like that, but it was still on the Bulldozer platform for AMD. So it was a 8320 overclocked to 4 gigahertz, and it was 3.5 there. So I have a light overclock on it, and the video card, I believe, is an AMD R270, something like that. I can't remember what the exact number. It was a while ago card, but that also has a slight OC on it. So she's been running modern games fine.
Yeah.
But just, I'm like, AM4 is ending. Like we've surpassed like so many different platforms. It's like that thing's a decade old. I should probably utilize this time because I wanted to go AM5, but
does it matter though? It seems like with like 1070s kind of running the market right now in the PC market, it's like, video games, like the new tech isn't quite ready for like prime time, like all the ray tracing and all the shit we were promised, dude. Like it's good, but it's like still like hiccuping. Like you can get around like 30 FPS. Like
the 40
like
series cards pretty much solve that. But you're
but like
right.
that's now, dude. They promised us RTX like 5 years ago, bro. They're like, Like, oh yeah, in 6 years in the future, then you'll be able to like maybe run this at like a reasonable rate, dude. It's like,
yeah,
you said this would be the future.
yeah,
You lied to us.
yeah,
I don't know, man. I was
true.
playing Quake 2 with the RTX on last night, dude. I was like, yeah, this is pretty dope.
Yeah, that's dope.
It does look like the future, dude. I was like, dang, man, this is pretty awesome.
30-year-old game with RTX is like,
yeah,
the future is now. Yeah,
that's how I always imagined it in my head. Exactly. This is looks the other side looks weirder to me.
Right, for sure.
I don't know, man. No. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like older computers with like 1070s and stuff, like you probably still have like another 5-6 years before.
I don't know about 5 years, but I think you have some time.
Like I don't know, like there's like a few modern games that are coming out that are. The bigger problem is like AAA isn't really putting out any bangers either. That you're like, damn,
that's really a big reason why this lasted so long. You know, the computer behind me is just like, my wife doesn't really care for a lot of AAA games, and the ones that she does care about, she doesn't want to sit on a computer all day playing it, so she'll just get it on console, right? So so it's never been a big deal. But I figured get in before Trump tariffs come back in, because his last presidency, when I upgraded the video card in this one, just the prices were to the moon, and I'm like, I don't want history to repeat itself.
I think
so I'm
like
just gonna get in right
president might have issues because. I know because of AI, I know like they have that like famous like Google exec where he's like, yeah, we gotta like make sure NVIDIA can't be manufactured outside the US because like we don't want other countries getting like
but
AI technology to catch up. Like it's becoming very close
I'm not
border
making
with
a political statement. I'm just stating the
like,
fact that you know, the video card and processors and computer components were expensive as hell under his last presidency, and he wants to reintroduce the same tariffs that were the cause of it. So. You know, I don't want to get just raked over the coals for it.
No, we had like issues with like memory and hard drives for a long time too, like Taiwan and like embargoes and shit. Like we're like cost of that like skyrocketed in the early 2000s where you're like, fuck. And they're like, maybe we shouldn't make all of our chips in one area. And then I was like, oh yeah, we could sit by one thing.
Exactly. So you know, upgrades here. I'm basically done. I'm just waiting on my CPU cooler. It shows a.
We'd be upset if like prices like go way down, like they make some factories here in America, and they're like the new NVIDIA 50X series. Like,
not at all, because no matter what, I was going to upgrade at this point in time anyway, so I wouldn't be upset. You know, when I go to AM5. You know, in the future, I hopefully prices stabilized out. But obviously, I'm the type that has like a secondary savings account that I just throw in money every month. So the new upgrade it's not like a hit to me. You know, it's like I've been planning for this for a long time.
Damn, that's very responsible, dude.
I'm an adult, man. You gotta do responsible adult shit. You know,
dude,
everybody who's listening, like, adult shit. You gotta do it sometimes.
I just upgraded in November because I had an extra check. I was like, I got this extra money just sitting here. I might as well use it on something. I was like, what do I use the most? What would bring me, the most utility, the most bang for buck?
Yeah, man. All good. But yeah, man, and I got a work trip coming up in January. So I just wanted to make sure my
you're still using the Steam Deck?
Oh yeah. The Steam Deck.
Tried to ask the professor about his, and he said like it exploded or something.
His fixed again. He fixed it.
It did it? Damn. Yeah, he was like, yeah, they broke it. They won't like help me fix it. It's like a known problem that is with Valve shit.
Dude, all he had to do was just update it.
Turn it on and off again.
Yeah. But you know,
did he ever tell you about like his fucking the Fire tablet, dude? This bullshit.
Go on. I have 2 Fire tablets for the kids. So I know a lot.
So
of the
professor had like a Fire tablet, and he was like, didn't need it anymore because he's like upgrading. I was like, oh, can I get the old one? He's like, no, I think I'm gonna unlock it and like put some cool shit on it. I think he just ended up bricking it. And I was like, bro, how could I use that? How could I have fun on that thing, dude? Like. It turned into a paperweight, my guy.
Yeah, man. That's the professor for you, dude.
I was like, this is bullshit, dude. A little salty about that, dude. You just...
No, stuff happens. You live, you learn. But you know, that was his way. That was his polite way of saying, "You can buy your own Fire tablet, motherfucker."
I gotta throw it in the trash. I still don't have a Fire tablet to this day, dude.
Sorry, man. I
don't need one, dude. Like, even like the phone and shit. I was like, oh, I'm gonna play so many retro games on an emulator here. I haven't touch that damn thing, dude.
Yeah, plus you got the Xbox too that's just loaded with RetroArch. You can do it right there.
Yeah, I don't even use my Xbox, dude. That's
yeah, man. Yeah, dude, you don't play games.
Yeah, I'm a fake gamer, dude. Because that is my game. Is just making games at this point, dude. It's like the same challenge and fun.
Yeah. Speaking of that, man,
Quake 2, dude. I was playing fucking Quake 2, dude, all yesterday.
Hell yeah.
I touched some of the remaster. Yeah. Just like the layout of shit is like fucking huge, dude. I was getting lost, dude. Yeah. I know in the remake they added like a little like breadcrumb trail.
Yeah.
The RTX version doesn't have that, dude. I was getting a little lost. Only because I saved and then like walked away and then came back and I was like, fuck, I don't know which way to go. And I also don't know if it like loaded up what it was supposed to, because I felt like I got to the end of the stage, but it just like teleported me back to the beginning. And I'm not sure if that's like RTX, like maybe it's like the demo or something. I don't know.
I have it, so maybe I'll show me what you're doing. I played through the whole thing with RTX on.
Restart, dude.
I had zero issues with that. I played through.
I think I'm just old and got lost and confused, dude.
That might be it. They also do have the nav marker with the RTX on, by the but
all right, I can't figure out how to use it.
It's all right. It's all right.
I'm lost in the mall, dude. I'm
old man tries to play games. Yeah. But no, I'm happy you're going through it. So, speaking of like making games and stuff,
put it in Trenchbroom, dude. I could load up my maps from Trenchbroom.
Yeah. So for everyone listening,
that's pretty
Chip and I were chatting the other day. He's like, hey, because I love boomer shooters, and he's like, hey, we should make one. I was like, I don't really have a real idea at the moment. It's like outside, just throw it. Like it would probably be more worth my time to mod Quake. And Chip goes, say less, and he opens up Trenchbroom and
I was like, it can't
Quick
be that hard,
makes a room and adds enemy entities into it. So how long did that take you?
Following along with the tutorial is probably like 15 minutes to get up and running. And that was like, I had to go back. Some of the stuff was different. I downloaded like the wrong version of some stuff.
Okay.
Because there's like, GitHub, dude, it's like, oh, this is the final release. Or this is like the alpha pre-build. And I was like, all right, I'll just use this alpha pre-build. It's like, that does not work with what you're trying to do. I'm like, fuck, all right. It looks exactly the same. So I had to like, delete that and just try again. But
yeah.
So
with the experience, do you see like, I'm assuming you're just going to play through Quake 2 until you get bored of it, but do you see yourself working on anything in that genre, like the 90s style FPS?
No, I've been looking at like just video game engines in general, dude, and I'm like, it can't be too hard to make like a good engine, right?
It's the most hubris I've heard ever on this pod.
No, man. I'm just looking at like how the spatial partitioning works and how vectors and stuff are calculated. I'm just like, it feels like how this stuff could be more optimized than it is, like especially like with like the limitations, because I think like people built these engines with limitations of like the hardware that they had at the time, but we're not like kind of doing like the inverse because like they were limited, but they never use that as a limiter, if that makes sense.
It does, yeah.
Where it's like, oh yeah, we can only have like this many colors, but that's just because that's only what the monitors show up, but they never optimized for it. So it's not like, oh, we only have like 64 bits of like color in here. But I've seen like other people like use like in the 13K jams where they like bring down compression and shit. They turn it into like a small little half a bit like JSON file of like a whole like texture, like a 512 by 512 map, because you're only using like so many colors and like a lookup table is like so much more faster. And it's like, yeah, it seems like it'd be so easy to use like some of these like, speedy fucking, methods that we're now using for these game jams to like, just throw that on top of like an older engine like Quake, where you're like, what if you're only looking for these 64 colors? What if instead of like an infinite bound for spatial partitioning, what if we had like a 128 by 128 bound and then use sectors of like 32 to like calculate rooms and shit, and then use the culling faces? And if we look that up in like a quick hash table instead, and we're just using and ors, like, and just like, because like your CPU is really good at like crunching that, like
true
that type of mathematics where you're basically like you're like half a step away from like assembly at that point.
True. Well, you're looking at it through hindsight as well, right?
Yeah,
like, these people.
No, that's what I'm saying. But like nobody's like revisited with like the lessons learned. Is all I'm saying. Like,
yeah. I think the biggest issue with the game dev industry right now is is a reliance on middleware, like using Unreal Engine instead of like making your own engine, or and everyone's like, oh, making your own engine's super difficult, time consuming. Yes, but with that you get innovation. With that you get optimization. The one thing that the previous generation and this generation are absolutely terrible at, it is optimization. There is no reason that Call of Duty should be 200 gigabytes, like what happened to compression and optimization like that. The last big
texture atlases
compression was mega texturing that John Carmack came up with around the Quake Wars and Rage creation, and then he got out of the video game industry and
went into VR for a little bit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like just engine development stuff. He went to VR and meta and all of that. But when he left, I felt like the innovative race that id and Epic were doing, because they would always try and one up each other with new things. Like to this day, we still use the lighting calculations that Carmack made in like 95. So good, I mean, how ahead of the time he was is ridiculous. And there's some crazy things that Epic did with scale and just like large terrain and rendering it properly, things like that Carmack thought was really cool and stuff like that. So they were always like one-upping each other. And with mega texturing, and I'm maybe forgetting the term, but like world meshes, I believe, like you had really large environments that loaded on the fly and were quick. So like Enemy Territory Quake Wars was giant freaking maps, and you could just fly through it, and nothing else in that time outside of like Battlefield really utilized something of that scale. And like that was the last real innovation. Like what's the thing with Unreal right now? The nanites. Yeah, that's probably the biggest innovation right now. But
I mean, they're using like AI for animation, like the gas system. I think it was like generally augmented,
but
procedural.
With that, the innovation is usually just visual, right? I want some more innovation in the technical side of it, where compression is there, on the fly decompression is happening, something like that. Because you're right, our CPUs can handle the math, but no one is going back and going, how can we optimize this too, right? And a lot of games don't. Everyone modern is on the 64-bit architecture right now. Games still use 2 cores. But most games use 1. Like there's so much room and overhead that you can use things with. Why isn't an engine doing it? And I know the answer. We're all using middleware. No one's really utilizing it. So
and then it's also you're hitting the most buckets as well. That, right? It's like, oh, I want to hit this 10-year-old PC. I want to hit like a 20-year-old PC. A lot of people have like second or hand-me-down computers as well. It's like I think like we're also kind of like tech blind to it, because we're using like the best shit out there. Usually like when I bought my laptop probably like 5 years ago, still like rocking like a 3070 in it, and it's like, damn, the thing's still a beast. Like I was looking at like how much better is this new stuff? I was like, damn, it's pretty good. It doesn't justify like the cost to upgrade would be like $800-900, or like to buy a whole new rig for like another 2Gs. Like it's, I don't know, like when you're towards like the top or the middle of like the tech pyramid, it's hard to be like, how come we're not taking advantage of the shit? But also like, how long does the good shit have to be out before things start taking advantage of it? And I think we saw like the Xbox 360, where like something has like a 10-year life cycle. That's when you start to actually see like hardware optimization, because like you're forced to like utilize every like piece of the animal that you have. I don't know, it's weird though. And you also see like kind of like you said, like there's seems to be like a offloading to like middleware, but there's also like a lot of contracting out as well of like work. So there's no people like had like senior engineers just working like on optimization on like a bespoke engine. And then the ones that you do have, like Frostbite, or you have like the Witcher engine, whatever, there was a CD project right? Like those are getting killed, and they're just like, we'll just use whatever.
It's sad, but there's still some rogue developers out there who are making their own shit. It's not going to be me. I'm saying someone should do it. I'm that guy. Just banging the drum.
I'm just throwing out ideas, dude.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't have the know-how, the time to do it, but I understand why it's needed to be done. So shout out to the guy who made Animal Well. That game is like 40 megs, and ridiculously huge. So, you know, complete shout out. That's incredible. But yeah, man, speaking of going on another gear here towards the end of our time, I wanted to mention that one of the things I've been playing as of a few days ago is Halo VR.
Oh damn, dude! They got you in the metaverse, dude. That's why you're talking about Carmack, dude. He's got you.
That released a mod for the Gearbox version of Halo 1 PC, released in like 2002, way back in the day. So I had to find my old box and the key and all that shit. But got it all set up, and
how was it, dude?
It's one of those things where I called my friend who like my next door neighbor from growing up, you know, and we legitimately had a conversation when we were kids, going, "Man, it's in the future. We're just gonna be playing like Halo 6 and VR and shit." You know, it's like we're gonna be in the world. And I called him and was like, "Dude, it's happened."
I'm in the world,
it's like,
dude,
but it's Halo 1. I'm there. I'm on the ring. The first game holds up so well, dude. And experiencing in VR, doing the Truth and Reconciliation mission, because I didn't play it much. You know, I was setting up Christmas this week, but loading up Truth and Reconciliation, getting there, scaling the cliff face, pulling up the sniper rifle, shooting the Covenant, fighting the hunters that come down from the ship before you board it. Absolutely incredible, dude.
Nice.
It's a pretty easy mod to get up and running. You can source, you know, you need the Halo 1 from the Gearbox side, which is out of commission. No one has it. Pro tip, it's on archive.org. I can't say more than that, but you know, it's fantastic. Highly recommend, and it will be. I'm going to rebeat Halo 1 on Legendary in VR. That's the next goal. Right now, I'm just doing it on Heroic just because I wanted a challenge, but also I didn't want to, like, I didn't have faith that the mod would, you know, go through the entire game. But it did. It did. So yeah, man, absolutely enjoying it. Other than that,
is there any other like graphic mods or anything you're throwing down there to like?
No, I don't want to break it. Chimera is the other mod that enables like 60 frames because the game initially ran at 30. So some of the animations look jittery if you don't add that mod. So add the Chimera mod with it, with the Halo VR mod. I highly recommend though. Other than that, Silent Hill 2, the remake, has a VR mod as well with full 6 degrees of freedom and full melee, so you can just, you know, take a board with a wooden board and beat those nurses to death. So, you know, you could take out your sexual frustrations on that game, like just like the protagonist there. But yeah, man, it's been a good week for VR modding. In the next few weeks,
every week, dude, we eating good, dude.
VR exactly. Yeah, for sure. And in the next few weeks, the new Alien game comes out, full VR experience.
Is VR worth getting yet, dude? Like, if you don't have it yet, is it worth like picking up?
There's been a lot of killer apps released this year. Asgard's, if you're going meta, let's say go meta 3, right? It's probably the easiest.
Yeah, it's something easy. I could throw it under a tree or something.
Yeah. Asgard's Wrath 2, phenomenal. You know, all the big games are pretty much guaranteed to come out on it, so why wouldn't you go that route? If you're like me, you want to support PC VR, there's definitely clarity, and you're using your own PC power is for sure. But I feel like I'm missing out on some games not having a portable headset. Like the Batman game that came out, it's meta exclusive. Asgard's Wrath 2 is meta exclusive. But that being said, I feel like I'm getting more power and more bang for my buck with PC VR. But whatever your mileage may be, your own experiences may be, I think it's a great time to get VR. I think there's.
I was looking back at like the Adobe sculpting app that they have for Meta.
Yep.
And I was like, remember having like a bunch of fun using it. Like every day I was coming home and like using it for a while. Then there's like an update where I can no longer open it up, so I haven't touched it since. But I had like you could record videos of you like making shit in there, and like I found like some of those old videos like a while back, and I was like, damn, that was fun as fuck. This shit looks cool as hell. I actually have some talent here. This is nuts. Because I don't know. There's like you're basically like sculpting, you know, in VR, so it's like a giant thing.
Yeah.
But like you can like pinch zoom, so you like, you know, I was making like a mech, and it'd be like a massive mech, and I felt like a little mech engineer like putting on like little you know, VR parts on it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's incredible. The sense of scale that VR gives is still It still blows my mind to this day, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think there's like a video where like I like shrink it all the way down to like a miniature in my palm. And I think I literally go like, whoa.
Yeah.
You can like hear me say that like in the video, dude.
That's sick.
Oh, dude.
I'm thinking.
So Halo VR, dude, you recommend
Halo
if you can jump through all the hoops and find it?
Yeah, highly recommend. And the game is 20 years old, so it runs like butter. It runs like butter.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Man. But yeah, dude. Anything you've been playing? Anything you want to end us out on, or
aside from Quake 2, I've been playing a little bit of Hearthstone. I've been looking for like a bigger project to work on. I've been going through like a little bit of that existential dread of like, man, do I even fucking want to work on anything anymore? What artists create? Why? So I did come up with like a stolen idea for like an app last night. So I'm gonna try and do that. The guy was like talking about basically making like a Twitter style thing of like he was calling like American complaints. He's like, I'm gonna make a website where you just like put like a Twitter thing of like just things you can complain about. And I was like, that's funny as hell. We already have that app, it's like for reviews. So I want to just like find the API for like some review like Yelp or something, and then just call it like American complaints, and just like you go into your local area and it shows like bad reviews for like local like liquor store, gun store, grocery store. It's just like gyms.
It's just a hub of negativity.
It's just like people like complaining with like the first world problems. And then I think I want to like use like generative AI like on top of that to like make it funnier. Like
nice. Okay.
But yeah, it's like a fun little project I might do here.
Sure.
Woke up with that fire in me, but I don't know. That'll take me like a couple days or something.
Yeah. For me to end it off on, I'm kind of on a holding pattern myself. I've been doing
Street Fighter 6 as well or whatever.
Nice.
Well, it's on sale. I haven't played it yet.
Hell yeah. I'm on a holding pattern myself. Just after the jam, I've been doing asset creation for the mobile project I'm starting. You said we didn't even place in the jam, dude. We didn't place in the jam, but that's all right.
Right,
congratulations to the winners.
We finished, dude.
The main goal was to finish a game, and we did it. So I feel accomplished.
Using that janky engine, dude.
So if you like G-Develop, good for you. But yeah,
I still feel like the divergent path of like if we had just switched up engines and made something else, could have been completely different, dude. It's like a choose your own adventure.
But we wouldn't have submitted to the jam, though.
Yeah, but maybe we would have finished something even more amazing. Think about that.
That's true. But my goal is to submit to a jam,
There you go, man. That's fair.
Yeah. But I figure, I'll do some of the light work, some of the prerequisite work on the mobile project here. And, Jan 1, get to getting. So we'll see, But with that being said, man, this has been the Combo Wombo podcast. I'm Mr. Gimpy.
You really fizzled out here at the end. Chip on. It was like you're powering down, dude.
I had nothing else.
Yeah, you sounded like you had some fire there that you fucking lost it, dude.
I mainly lost the train of thought, so I just figured to just bow out gracefully until you mentioned it. But thanks, appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. What the fuck?
Like, subscribe. We out of here.
Peace.